Hey guys, you're watching Boondocking with Dennis. Time for a Saturday drive. I need to head to Portland, Texas to pick up a prescription. Just got gas at HEB. HEB gas stations offer a service that maybe most of you might not know about if you ever need it. I know I certainly needed it when I first got out of the hospital. When you pull up to the gas pumps, park in the handicap lane, and you can kind of make eye contact with the person working in the booth. They will come out, ask you how much you want, swipe your credit card, all that fun stuff, pump your gas, get you going. And that was common. That's the way gas was distributed when I was younger, probably before I even owned a car. But HEB still offers that service if you need it. Maybe if you don't need it, you might know someone who does. Our air quality is horrible. They're still having the fires in Mexico. Winds blow right across Texas from northern Mexico. And our humidity in South Texas traps it. So we're seeing all this smoky-like air, and there's no place for it to go. So thank you, Mexico. I don't know what we've ever done to you, he said sarcastically, but between the Mexican wildfire smoke and we get the Saharan desert dust from the Saharan desert in Africa, we might never see the sunshine again, folks. Even when the sun's out, it's just super hazy, and it's not like a normal haze. It's like it burns my eyes. It's bad. I don't like it. I also don't like it when people just pull out in front of me when I'm going 40 miles an hour and then go 18, up, 21. We're getting there, guys. I guess they figured they're not in a hurry. Why should I be in a hurry? I'm not in a hurry. I'll just stay back here and enjoy the show. Usually when someone does something like that, there goes got a fly in the truck. Seems like every time I shoot one of these videos, that's my pet fly, Zippy, that I always have in the truck with me. But whenever I see someone do one dumb thing like that, they're bound to do multiple things. I guess people tailgate Calvin, RV living with the geezer, and on my channel they pull out in front of me. I got the camera mounted today, so the air conditioning's going, so the camera doesn't overheat. And they're having a little trouble maintaining the center of the lane. They were just over on the left, and now they're over on the right. And yeah, don't worry about those lines. They're just a suggestion. Back over the line. There you go. Don't worry about it. First day with the driver's license. You know what, guys? I don't drink. I don't smoke. I see that guy all over town, especially the last few days. That guy walking. I'm going to get a Monster. Can't go on a Saturday cruise without a Monster. I already had coffee and oatmeal earlier today. Probably make a stop at, where can I get a Monster? Let's go to Jack's Market. Jack's Market is right up the street here on the right. They got a drive-through window, and the owners are, I think it's a family that owns it. They're from India, and how do you pronounce that? Sri Lanka? Am I pronouncing that right? Or is it Sri Lanka? I'd have to look it up. Sometimes there's countries that weren't countries when I learned the countries in school, and thank goodness for the internet. God bless you, Al Gore. Of course, Al Gore is the inventor of the Al Gore rhythms. It is funny that Al Gore actually did have a lot to do with developing the internet. and his name was Al Gore, and yet we have Al Gore rhythms. What's funny is I actually like Al Gore and can't stand his wife Tipper Gore, who tried to put labels on albums and restrict music. So you get the good with the bad. Well, we're going 23 and a 35 right now, so we're making progress. Good luck to you, friend. I'm going to pull over here. If a lot of you are wondering what that clicking noise is, I filled up the fluid on my turn signals, so I'll be using them, hopefully. Hunt's Brother Pizza here now. I've never had a Hunt's Brother Pizza. Of all the convenience store and gas station pizza, I hear they're the best.
Good morning, sir. How are you? One white monster, please. Thank you.
There you go, kids. We're loaded up for a road trip. People that work here are all really nice with a sense of humor.
Thank you. You have a good day.
And I said to him one day, you know what the problem with America is? And he said, what happened? And I said, you know what the problem with America is? And he said, no, what? And I said, Americans. And he just laughed. They're good people. I never just pull right out back onto 35 from here. I don't know why. I feel like I can't see clearly both ways. So I always go to this little side street. And it's right on the inside of the curb, and I have a better view. Just one of my little idiosyncrasies. I do have a joke from my buddy Todd. Good morning, Todd. Todd said, every year hundreds of kids are sent off to mime school, never to be heard from again. Thank you, Todd. I've been watching mimes on Instagram. It's at, it looks like they're almost at SeaWorld or an event like that, and the mime helps keep people entertained between shows as they're being seated. And there's 4 or 5 different ones working in the same place, but they're usually pretty funny. If you're curious, I got gas for $3.05 when I was at HEB. My flabbers be gasted daily. There you go, Lisa. I worked that into the video. My flabbers be gasted daily. I also met this morning, after I shaved and before I washed up, Carol stopped by. Carol's very nice. Carol said hello and asked me to give a shout out to Steve and, of course, my biggest fan, Finnegan. Finnegan is a cat who loves when I include the sound of the seagulls in my videos. So, Carol, Steve, Finnegan, good morning. Hope you guys are having a great day. And Carol, it was very nice to meet you. So we are on Market Street now. We were on Business 35. And up ahead here will be Highway 35. We're going to take that south through Aransas Pass, Texas, Gregory, Texas. We can see Ingleside, and I'm going to the pharmacy at the HEB in Portland, Texas. I think after today I'm going to have my prescriptions transferred to one of the pharmacies here in Rockport. Walgreens probably, but maybe Walmart or HEB, but probably Walgreens. A couple traffic lights here. Once we make the left, we should immediately hit some construction. If we go straight here, and I often do, yesterday I picked up Greg over in Bayside. I went this way. There goes our friend the Fly again. And Greg and I took a ride through Sinton and wound up at Lake Corpus Christi State Park and had some barbecue at Smolik's. We went to the newer one. There are 2 Smolik's in Mathis, Texas. We went to the newer one, and our food was good. We both decided our food was good. Not great, but good. Very happy with the food we got. And not just to pick on Smolik's, but barbecue's gotten so expensive. I got a 1-meat plate with 2 sides, and it was like $16.99. And Greg got a sandwich, a brisket sandwich, and a Coke, and the whole thing was like $32. That just seems expensive for lunch to me, but I also know those are like standard barbecue place prices, which is why I have not been eating a lot of barbecue lately. They're getting all this ready. They're putting in an overpass with exit ramps at Corpus Christi Street up here, and I honestly didn't think it was that busy of a street that it needed it, but I guess they're just getting ready for the future. But that means from here to Portland, we basically get to look at barrels. Enjoy the construction, kids. Pass certified auto. That's where I take my truck to get work. Oh, about every 2 weeks, it seems. And up here is the one of the Aransas County markers. Not the one where I sunk in the mud, but one of the 3 that I know of. I was looking up some facts before we started our drive today. Rockport has a population of 10,070, and that's according to the latest census. So these numbers I'm giving you could be more or less right about now. I never trust these trucks. I have a theory about these trucks. I've had my windshield broken 4 times, including my current crack, by these specific trucks. And I know most of the drivers are really safe and know what they're doing. I have 100% confidence in them. But I also know there's a certain percentage that the job is in such demand right now from all the construction in the area that they're hiring people without the experience and proper training. And they're the ones dumping their loads on the harbor bridge at rush hour and stupid things like that I've seen over the years. So I don't know who is a good driver and who is a bad driver, so I try not to stay within eyesight of these types of vehicles when I'm just rolling. We're going to come up on Aransas Pass up here. Aransas Pass has a population of 7,941. And I know that population has gone up and down over the years. It seems like it used to be a lot more back in the day. And I'm really surprised there's even like an open area like this between Aransas Pass and Rockport. It's slowly filling in even since I started coming to the area. There's a way station. No way. But just the amount of new things and the changes, and I've only been coming here since the 90s. I can't imagine the people that have been coming here since, the 50s and that era, how much things have changed. I mean, it's good and it's bad because the development in the area is really going to change everything. Maybe the things we like about it. We'll see. When we get up to Gregory is just a little town, population 1,740, but it's nestled right in there with Ingleside and Portland. My claim to fame for Gregory was one night years ago, Lou Diamond Phillips got a DUI in Portland, Texas, and he stayed in the Gregory jail. I don't know if Portland doesn't have a jail system. Fortunately, I've never been arrested in Portland, Texas or Gregory, Texas. I'd like to keep it that way. Don't you like when you pull over to let someone into traffic and they do the exact same speed as you? So you either have to slow down or speed up to get back in the right-hand lane? This guy knows how the game works, so good for him. Ingleside, coming up here, is 9,519 people. And very industrial place with a lot of major building, construction, manufacturing places. Ingleside is where a lot of the big ships go for repairs, or they work on, not the big ships, but the oil rigs or components get added to and then shipped out again from Ingleside, Texas. Then, of course, Portland. I lived in Portland for 2 years, 5.5 years ago. When I started my YouTube channel, I was living indoors in Portland, Texas. And it is pretty, the amount of growth there is just phenomenal. Portland has 20,383 people. And those were all, like I said, at the numbers from the last census. Those census people are brutal. I remember I was at my buddy's house one day, and I was the only one there, and the census taker came, and I said, I don't live here. And, well, can you answer the questions? I'm like, I probably could, but I won't. I don't know what information my friend wants to give you, stranger with no identification. Someone who's taking a temporary job that I've never seen before. And, yeah, they came back the next day, and I was there, and I'm like, yeah, remember we talked yesterday? They're still away for 2 weeks, so. But I think they came back 3 times. My grandmother was a Jehovah's Witness. I thought she was persistent, but y'all ain't got nothing on the census takers. At least the Jehovah's Witnesses are trying to get a positive outcome out of it. More construction kids. I bet you that's a surprise, huh? So here in Aransas Pass, they're adding an overpass with another exit. A few exits, on ramps, off ramps. And I didn't think this intersection was that busy either. But I live in my truck, what do I know? And they put a big one in, so make sure when you're in the area you use it so we can all get our money's worth. You know, I did get a joke in the email from Mike and Trina. Good morning, Mike and Trina. What has 4 wheels and flies? What has 4 wheels and flies? That's an easy one. Garbage truck. An oldie but a goodie. Thank you, Mike and Trina. It's hazy, like I said, guys. It's going to be hazy here until Mexico gets a lot of rain to put out these wildfires. I've also seen them called agricultural fires, which I just assumed was a controlled burn. But then I read reports and they're saying wildfires, so it's affecting everyone in South Texas. I have friends up in the Austin area, and they have really poor air quality as well. And when I was at Port Aransas last week visiting with Mario, at first I thought it was the sand blowing, but even when I was out of the wind, when the wind wasn't too bad, it's the smoke in the air, man. It's just freaking toxic. Big wide open area, and I'm hoping I don't have any trouble. I don't know why I'm driving all the way down to Portland, why I keep driving down, because it gives me a chance to see something else too, and It's 20 minutes each way or whatever, but I probably told you the last time I was down here they didn't have enough help to have the drive-through window open, and inside it was just mobbed at the pharmacy counter. So I'm hoping that when I get down here I have 2 prescriptions waiting for me and everything's okay. I think that might be the last time I'm coming down here for prescriptions. I thought about doing a video from North Beach, but the progress on the lighthouse really looks about the same as it has the last few months. Like, not a whole lot has been done. And again, to be honest, it's nice to go down there when it's clear blue skies, but we've just had this dense, smoke-filled, humid air to deal with, and it doesn't make the photos as pretty, the video is pretty, so it always seems like there's something going on. But the last time I went through Portland, and also, now that I'm thinking about it, I had the coffee and oatmeal for breakfast around 9 o'clock. I have points at IHOP where I think I have enough to get a free lunch at IHOP. So I'll have to check that out. They have a pretty good reward system there. And they give you like 3 coins for every... I think you get a coin for every $5 you spend or something like that. And 3 coins will get you like a pancake breakfast. And I honestly don't know how many points I have. I was eating there like once a month, and now it's been a while, so I haven't looked at that app. But I'm hoping I can get a good salad from IHOP. Why wouldn't you go to a pancake place for salad? I mean, that's what you want, right? When you go to a good pancake house, is a salad. Maybe get blueberry syrup instead of dressing. That'd be something. That sounds absolutely disgusting. I do got another joke. This one's from the joke calendar. It says, I once got fired from a canned juice company. Apparently, I couldn't concentrate. Oh, that's horrible. That's a perfect dad joke. That is horrible. Someone had just asked me recently about if I had picked up any famous people when I was driving for Uber and Lyft. And I thought I just talked about this a couple months ago, but apparently you don't get to watch every single one of my many videos. The 3 famous people that I can recall their names. I picked up one band, and I had to ask them who they were twice, and they were really big, and they were playing at Brewster Street Ice House, and everyone I talked to knew who they were. I still can't remember their names, but the 3 names that come to mind are Stoney LaRue, who I knew the name but not the music when I gave him a ride. And since then, I've listened to all his albums, particularly his live acoustic album, and it's really good. Matter of fact, I just used one of his songs in one of my shorts, Box Number 10 by Jim Croce. He does a cover of that, and Jim Croce wasn't born in Philadelphia, but he spent a lot of time there, so I was always kind of a big Jim Croce fan. The next one would have been Michael Clark Green, who I only heard of that day, and he was fairly well known, and I was listening to his music because I knew he was going to play at Brewster Street Ice House that night, and that's a local music venue. It's a real good place, and when I was working for Uber and Lyft, whoever was playing there, I'd make a playlist because I knew in the evening I'd be going back and forth, taking people to that event, and I'd actually get bigger tips. So I picked up William Clark Green at Planet Fitness, same place I picked up Stoney LaRue a few months later, and took him to Brewster Street Ice House, same place I took Stoney LaRue. The difference was I got a tip from Stoney LaRue and not from William Clark Green. But I'm not going to hold that against him. I really like his music. He's got really creative lyrics and a lot of really, really good songs. And I was listening to his music thinking, why isn't this guy bigger? And he's got a song called The Next Big Thing. How everyone was telling him he was going to be the next big thing, and it just never happened for him. But very talented musician and good music. And then the other name, oh geez, I'm drawing a blank. He was playing for George Springer. He was playing for the Houston Astros at the time, and he was down here playing for the Corpus Christi Hooks, doing a rehab. And I took him from the Omni Hotel to Whataburger Field, and he was a good guy. I did get a good cash tip from him. I don't remember how much it was, but yeah. And I did get a tip from Stoney LaRue. I did not get a tip from William Clark Green. Honestly, I don't think he had the money. But what reminded me again of that was I was checking the Philadelphia Phillies. That's my favorite baseball team, the box score from yesterday. And I saw that George Springer is on the Toronto Blue Jays now. He's hitting like 206 this year, but he was a big part of the Astros' first World Series win. And actually a really good guy. I used to pick up members of the Corpus Christi Ice Rays and members of the Hooks baseball team. They were being billeted in Portland, Texas. There's a few houses there that take in athletes and provide them with rooms and cooked meals, and you're basically living with a family, and they do it with a lot of younger players, so they're not out on their own getting in trouble. But I was familiar with that for hockey, but I didn't know baseball did the same thing. And as you can see, construction everywhere we go. Almost at HEB. This Pet Plus store here on the corner used to be a furniture store, and I bought furniture for my guest room from there when I lived in Portland, Texas. Got a very nice queen-size bed and mattress and headboard and footboard, and it was a smaller room, so I got a full upright bureau, and I got one very nice, a little bit large end table. There wasn't really enough room in there for two end tables. And when I moved from there 2 years later, I sold that set. I think I paid about $900 for it, and I sold it for $1,000. I'm sorry, I sold it for $350, a little bit of a difference. And that turned out to be to Devin, who I barely knew at the time. She was a friend of one of the boys. So there was a line at the drugstore, so I shut the camera off. I waited about 22 minutes, and they only had one prescription ready for me. And they said I waited too long to pick it up, so they put it back in stock. And I said, you told me it would be ready in 2 days. I waited 3 days. Here I am. And why would you put one back and not the other one? So they asked me to come back in 15 minutes. So I get to go wait in line all over again. And I couldn't yell at the people working there now, not even. And the girl at the window is very nice. And the pharmacist came and talked to me. She was really nice. it wasn't done on their shift. And I was a pharmacy tech for a very long time, so I'm not yelling at them. I thought I'd just take us for a ride. And I actually went to IHOP, and I got a burger, and instead of French fries, I ordered a side salad. And they gave me this huge salad that looks like the main course salad that you would get as a dinner. So I ate the burger, didn't eat the bun, ate the burger and the vegetables that came with it, and I'll have the salad for dinner tonight. Very happy about that, actually. That was a good move. I thought I might take us down to Indian Point Park. See this little ramp right to our right? You got a 50-50 shot of a Portland policeman or state trooper sitting right there. So the speed limit rate through there, I believe, is 60. Make sure you're doing 60. Because they love pulling people over. There is a Motel 6 I stayed in a few times. Not bad at all. I never had a problem there. I know some people have horror stories about Motel 6s, but you kind of get what you paid for. I switched lanes because the policeman in front of me had his lights on, but he just pulled out and he's moving now, so we're back in this lane. This is the causeway that would take us straight to North Beach and Corpus Christi, but we're not going to go that far today. I thought I would ride over here, take a little tour of Indian Point Park. Man, that smoke seems worse over here, unfortunately. It's depressing, to tell you the truth. I wish it would rain. That might clear up at least our skies for a few hours, you know. I do have another joke from the calendar, the joke calendar. A cheeseburger walks into a bar. The bartender says, "Sorry, we don't serve food here." Notice that little clicking sound. There's still my turn signals, kids. So that is Nueces Bay. We just got dive bomb again from my fly friend. Nueces Bay on the right. And to our left is Corpus Christi Bay. Had to think where I was for a second. I wonder if these buildings are still in use here. I haven't seen cars parked at them for a while. This was like a fishing supply place here on the right. And I think the other one was a marine research place, but I don't know if they're in use any longer. Like I was saying, I haven't seen cars parked there in quite a while. You would have to come all the way down here. If I was in Portland and brought someone to the Motel 6, you had to come all the way down to this turnaround to go under the causeway and then head back to Portland. It got to be very time consuming. I had a regular customer that stayed at that hotel for a few months and just had a horror story every time I picked her up, and then I realized she was just one of those people that everything was a horror story and it was nothing but drama and everyone did her wrong. There goes Eugene. Where are you going, Eugene? He didn't want to hear that story. But I drove her around for a long time, and it wasn't pleasant. The things we do for money, huh, kids? Freaking jobs. Who came up with that idea? I read the Bible. Adam was never miserable about having to go to work. We screwed up the concept at some point. Up on the right here will be Indian Point Park. There's a pretty good sized dump truck, cement truck behind me, a mixer. I'm gonna let him pass us. Give him the hint that we're gonna make a right up here. He came flying before the bridge and then the causeway, and then I think he slowed down. He wasn't sure of his clearance. watching my rear view mirror as well as watching out for the turn up here. He's intimidated by the 2-lane system. I guess it could be easy to confuse if this was a 2-way street or not, if you weren't paying attention to everything going on around you. Right there, when we were in, what was it, Sunset Lakes in Portland, that park, where the path is blocked off, back there is right where the path, you could take it all the way down to here, and it would come out back there. Water's pretty high. I really like coming through here at high tide because there's water on both sides of the little road here. And they've spent a ton of money here making it nice. I really enjoy how they have these little wildlife areas. I mean, this is a really rural area between Portland and Corpus. And it's nice they set aside these little wetland areas and then also developed a place for the people to come and fish, and they have picnic tables and barbecue. Brand new, 2 brand new piers. One is more of a walkway and the other one is a big fishing pier. It always says on my app that there is a historical marker out at the end of the pier. And I've gone out there a few times over the years, and there's no historical marker unless they've replaced it recently. But that's what I like about having the apps set up, where I can read the Texas historical markers, even if the marker is no longer there. Also makes it easier to make videos to read them right from the tablet, rather than being outside in the wind. That's the replacement pier. And this is just a shade structure. It always reminds me of the Sydney Opera House. I almost said Opry, like the Grand Ole Opry. A little bit of difference in the music that plays there. But that's pretty cool. It's supposed to be designed to stand up to hurricanes. And there's the other little walking pier. The water can't be more than a foot deep in any spot out there, but it's nice to have that walking pier. And both piers and the barbecue area, the covered shade area, are both handicap accessible. Corpus Christi in the distance. That's Corpus Christi Bay again. I did get a joke from Gray. Americans walk into a bathroom as an American, and they come out of the bathroom as an American. But they're not American when they're in the bathroom. You know why? European. European. There you go. Can't beat that, huh? Thank you, buddy. That little, I don't even know what to call that. A jetty? Little protective seawall, if you will. That's all brand new. Just gray. You cut it with a knife, but you wouldn't want to because it would probably bleed. That smoky, humid haze. A lot of people with respiratory problems are having issues with it. There's a Matilda. Waltzin' Matilda, waltzin' Matilda. Might as well be the Australian national anthem. What would be the American national anthem if we changed it? Free Bird? That would be good. Well, guys, let's see if we see any wildlife, and then I'll wrap it up. I still got to go back to the pharmacy and hope they have 2 prescriptions for me. Yeah, I got to transfer my stuff back to Rockport. At least if there's a mix-up, I don't have to drive 20 minutes each way. There's an egret. He's running from us, and he's going to land right in front of us again. There you go. Thank you, egret. And I'll probably go do it again. He's in the sticks. I know what you mean, buddy. I've been living in the boonies for years, so I know what it's like to live in the sticks. Hey guys, I really appreciate y'all. I hope you're all having a good day and staying safe and doing well. And in some parts of the country, keeping cool. And the other parts of the country, keeping warm. I'm doing okay. Concentrating on the good. Ignoring the bad. Said the guy who just complained about prescriptions for a half hour. I'm not oxymoron. You're an oxymoron. There's the highway, guys. Thanks for riding along today. Wish me luck at the pharmacy. Thanks for watching.